Y'all, if you love it when cheese gets crispy and crunchy, keep watching because my gluten-free potato cheddar bread is crispy, crunchy cheddar cheese all on the outside, and it's so soft on the inside. So let's get into it and I'll show you how to make it. I'm starting by adding my bread flour blend to my bowl, and I'm going to follow this with instant yeast, salt, psyllium husks, and a little bit of sugar. And we'll give this a quick little whisk. And then I'm going to add in cooked and cooled mashed potatoes. I pressed mine through a potato ricer, but you can always use a potato masher or even a fine mesh sieve. Make sure they're just plain mashed potatoes though, nothing like left over with butter already in them. Oh, and I'm also adding butter here and my cooled potato cooking water. You can always just use regular water, but the potato water has a lot of starch in it already, which just helps make a more tender dough. And I'll just get this on the mixer and begin mixing it with the dough hook until it starts to clean the bowl a little. And then I'm going to add in my 1 egg, and I'm going to crank it up to medium high like I always do with all of my bread flour or bread doughs. And I'm going to mix this for 5 minutes. And as per usual in all of my videos, you will find the link for the recipe in the description box below the video. And then once this is done, we'll go ahead and scrape down the sides and everything and cover it, and we're going to let it proof at room temperature or warmer for about 2 hours until it's doubled in size, and then we put it in the fridge overnight. I think some of you are having problems with the proofing because, for one thing, it's winter right now, and anytime it's winter you're always going to have a harder time with proofing. I would suggest putting it either in a turned off oven that's been briefly warmed, or even in your clothes dryer that's been briefly heated up for, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes. That's what I do, and it's nice and toasty in there. So this is the next day, and if your dough does not look like this, if it's really sticky and gloppy, something went wrong in either making the dough or making the bread flour blend. So go back and look through that. So we're just going to knead this a little bit, and this is about the time when I totally forgot about my cheese, because there is also cheese in the middle of this bread, not just on the outside. So I'm going to stop and I'm going to grab my cheese. And this is just cheddar cheese. I wanted it to be Irish cheddar. I couldn't find any Irish cheddar in any of my stores, so I just went with regular old cheddar cheese, the yellow stuff, and it worked out perfectly. I like to add the cheese after the first rise because it seems to kind of hold its integrity better, and you still get those little pockets of melty cheese throughout the bread. So just go ahead and knead this through until it's well distributed and you get a nice, smooth, round ball. Adding more flour is necessary to avoid it from sticking to your surface. Now you can just put this on a sheet of parchment right now and cover it and let it rise. I'm actually putting it in my banneton just because I like the shape it gives. And I'm going to actually press it down into the banneton so I get a nice, good, even rise. And I can judge where it ends right now. It's right at about the 5th ring, so I'll know when it is doubled in size. So I'll cover this and place it in a nice, warm, and toasty area. And see what a nice warm and toasty proofing area can do. It really rose up nicely. So I'm going to flip this out onto a sheet of parchment, and you can stop here with the cheese. You don't have to put cheese on the outside, but I think what makes this bread so irresistible, to me at least, is that crunchy, cheesy crust. So to do that, I brush the bread gently with a little bit of milk, and then sprinkle more cheddar cheese, not only on the top, but on the sides and basically anywhere I can. And the milk is just there to adhere the cheese. You could use an egg. I just thought milk was so much easier, and eggs are so expensive right now. So I am really loading this up with cheddar cheese. Put a little, put a lot. It's totally up to you. Okay, I'm going to get my hot Dutch oven out of the oven and carefully lower the bread into the Dutch oven. And then I'm going to slash it right down the middle carefully. It's going to be a little harder with the cheese on there, but just do your best. And I'm going to put the lid back on and get it into the oven. Again, set for 425F. And it's going to bake for about 30 to 35 minutes until nice and crusty and golden brown. And here it is, y'all, in all of its glory. The cheesy crust is just like those little cheese crisps that they sell in the store. It's like toasted cheese, and the crunch, oh my God, it's so good. But I gotta be a little honest about this particular loaf right here. It was so freaking good. I ate a piece or two of it every single day, usually with a fried egg on it for breakfast, before realizing that I didn't get a little bite shot video of it when I went to edit the video. So this is all that's left, and I want you to know that this loaf is actually about 4 to 5 days old, and it's still soft and tender. So it's not just about the cheesy, crunchy crust, it's also about that soft and tender potato bread. And if you want to crisp up that crust again, like I just did here, just throw it in a 400-degree oven for 5 minutes and it'll crisp right up. I really hope you guys get a chance to try this bread. You will not be disappointed. Enjoy!